All right, all right, all right. Happy Saturday evening, you delicious humans. I am still getting myself organized here, so y'all can just bear with me a little bit. Here we go. You know what, Trick? Only because it's you, I'm staying right fucking here. All right. Let's get this baby charging for a bit. What a beautiful Saturday it is. Gonna attempt to get some of my stuff together here. Just bear with me. Gives us plenty of time to let people get in. Plenty of time. All right. Still got to get a little bit of stuff together here. All right. My beverage is over there. It's too far. All right. I'll finish what I'm doing first, and then the beverage goes. All right. Doing my usual. Y'all just bear with me. It's going to be a beautiful night. It won't be as long a stream as usual because we're just going to do some unboxing, a teardown, check out what's new, what's the same, all the usual stuff. So it won't be as long a stream. I do have a couple of repairs. Maybe we'll get into them. I don't know. No, that's fine. Just swap over real quick. All right, there we go. All right, should be good. What's going on, Chris? Good to see you. Hello, Ashley. Lovely to see your face, even though I can't see your face. All right, I'm still organizing my desk here, so I'm gonna go between chat and getting my stuff organized here. Show off some of the repairs that I have to do this evening, and maybe we'll decide if chat wants to see any of those repairs. We'll see how it goes. My desk is a mess, but it's always a mess. I live in a state of controlled chaos where I know where everything is on my desk for the most part, and if I clean it, I'm going to be completely disorganized. So it's very backwards. But that's how I live. That's how I live my life. Welcome, everybody. Welcome in. Always lovely to see you, even though I can't see you. Everybody get comfy, grab a drink. It's going to be a little bit when we let some people get in here, and we'll get started in just a few moments as I continue organizing the disaster that is my desk. This hard drive is bad. I need to not have that around. I also don't need this around. Oh. Yep. You so right, Ashley. That's exactly what the fuck that is. Ah, what a beautiful Saturday evening it is. I am very excited about this stream. I have had this thing since Thursday, and I have wanted to open it and get it set up since Thursday. But I've waited because I wanted to do this on stream so we could all experience it together, get it turned on for the first time, see if there's any changes to it or anything like that. And then once it's all set up, we're going to void the warranty. We're going to tear it down. We're going to inspect all the pieces piece by piece. I do have a PS5 Slim board that we're going to make comparisons to, see what's new, what's different. Maybe we'll even check out some of the voltage rails and see, what powers what, if there's any major changes there. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be a great time. Yeah, see, Chris, you understand. You get it. Hello, Kate. Lovely to see you. And yes, I do my best. I'd make a great doctor. I got lots of patience. Please don't unsubscribe. Let's fix this deoxit. Get it all closed up. All right, so repairs we have this evening outside of the unboxing, and we'll see if we get into them. Maybe I'll let you guys decide if you want to see anything. I don't know. We'll find out. Demi, good to see you, my friend. Always lovely. I ain't seen you in a while. Good to see your face, man. Even though, can't see your face. So, first of all, hydration. Ugh. Stay hydrated. We drink well tonight. Salud. Oh, yeah. That is the good stuff. All right. So, the repairs I have outside of the unboxing. No. So, the repairs I have outside of the unboxing that we're going to do and the testing and breakdown and all that. So, I have a Nintendo Switch. Customer brought this in. As you guys know, I don't usually work on Switches. It's very small pieces. I have very large hands. My hand encompasses the entire Switch. It's a nightmare. But customer brought it to me already disassembled, which is positive. And the part that we're going to be replacing, well, the part that I'm going to be replacing, and maybe if you guys want to see it, we can try and do the replacement, is, get it under the microscope, that connector, the FPC connector for the the SD card reader. Customer says it's faulty. They can't get SD cards to read. This also is a bricked console. It is modded and it is banned, but they wanted to get the connector replaced, so you guys are looking all in my crotch. Look at you. Y'all so nasty. Y'all didn't even say nothing. You just sitting here staring at my lap. I see. I see the kind of stream we're going to have this evening. Okay. All right. So, yeah, we're going to do this. Well, I'm going to do this. You guys can decide if you want to see it. Oh, thanks, Kate. That's very kind. So, I have to replace this connector at some point tonight. Does that connector look damaged? It's hard to tell. Oh yeah, it is a little bit messed up. You can see it. Okay. Well, that explains the need to replace it then. Oh yeah, it's cracked. It's completely damaged. Okay. Well, that's why it needs to be replaced. Alright. Makes sense. Okay. Timbo! Good to see you, brother. Always a pleasure. Alright. So that's one repair that we have outside of. Hold on, let me go back to my main cam right here. All right, the premium content is not coming. I'm sorry to disappoint. So we have the switch that we can do, and then I also have a PS5 Slim. It's supposedly just an HDMI port, but it has an interesting story, and I haven't tested it yet, so I don't know. So my customer is a car salesman, and that PlayStation was found inside a vehicle that was traded in. And the customer, he called the customer and said, "Hey, you left a PlayStation in here." He's like, "No, man, it doesn't even work. Just keep it." So he brought it to me. Apparently, it turns on fine. It's just not displaying on the TV. So if that's the case, the customer just got a beautiful PS5 Slim for, and it's a disc edition too, for what I charge for an HDMI repair. So that's interesting. I always like those. Yeah, I agree with you, Chris. Anything that has to latch on like that, where it just presses in, similar to the Wi-Fi cables on the PS5, I'm not a huge fan. I prefer the lock-in ribbon cables. All right. Now we're going to give like 2 or 3 more minutes to allow some people to get in here, and then we are going to get going. So while we're doing that, I will show you guys the thing that started it all for me. So that is my original PS5. That is the first one I ever bought that I kept for myself. I am finally selling this because the PS5 Pro is going to be the upgrade for it. I have had this PS5 for probably the better part of 4 or 5 years, maybe. I bought it when it came out, and that's the PS5 that I started all my repair work on, because I did everything on my own console, including all of the mess ups. It still functions completely fine. I fixed all of the problems that came with it. It is a beautiful piece of machinery. It's got the custom faceplates with the vents. It's got the LEDs in the back that go along with the vents. I am going to be sad to see this baby go, but I already lined up a buyer for it. They are ready, and it's the end of an era for this thing. A lot of good memories with this baby right here. But the whole point of this channel and the whole point of everything that I do is to give consoles a longer life, let them be enjoyed by as many people as possible, help bring people together, have a good time. That's what it's all about. So, time to pass it on, and time to let it live a new life. To everybody just joining, welcome. Hello. It's lovely to see your faces, even though I can't see your faces. Please feel free to chat with this lovely community of folks that we have here. We are all very welcoming and loving, caring individuals, and we'd love to have you participate. Oh, right, I'm supposed to do the YouTube thing. Yeah, please like, comment, subscribe, drop the subscriptions. Even if you don't like the video, if you don't like the sound of my voice or how my hair looks, or just the fact that I'm staring you directly in the eyes right now very, very intently, just pretend you do and like the video anyway, okay? Let's just do that. Yeah, sure enough. Actually, hang on. Let me check the release date on this thing. This was released in. Okay, so this one was made in November of 2021. So this one's almost 3 years old exactly. 3 years almost to the date. So this was not one of the original models. This is an 1115. So this was the second revision. But there are older ones out there. There are definitely older ones out there. Yes, that's big facts. Y'all funny as hell. All right. I have kept everyone waiting long enough. It is time. All right, so. Here we go. Oh, there it is. Woo. Yeah, baby. So I got this pre-ordered the day it came out. I was waiting. I was literally in the dentist chair getting a root canal done while I was placing my order for this, just to make sure I had it available on launch day so we could do a teardown for it. I also attempted to get the 30th anniversary edition, but those things flew. There was no way I was getting one of those. All right, here we go. So, seal is still in place on both of them. We are just going to go ahead and puncture those seals. Boop. Just like that. Alright, I'm going to try and move you guys down on the floor so we can get a better look at this. My floor is a mess right now, so just pay no attention to anything on the floor here. Alright. Bring you guys back over here. This will probably help more. Okay, here we go. Close enough. It'll do for now. All right. Okay, there we go. Yep, I sure did, Jeremy. Good to see you, brother. Always a pleasure. All right, power cable, pretty standard. That'll go into another console. I have 10,000 of these. What are these? These appear to be the stands. Yep, these are the stands that go when it is horizontal. So you guys can see there. Yes, these knees are unholy. So these will go on the stand when it sits vertically. Or sorry, horizontally is what I meant. We'll put those off to the side for now. Alright, continue on with the unboxing here. Turn this around so you guys can kind of get at least a little bit of a better look. There we go. Alright. And here is the brand new DualSense controller. Actually, there is something I wanted to check out on this real quick. I couldn't remember if I was just losing my mind or not, but it looked like, no, it's the same. Okay, yeah. So it is just a standard DualSense. This controller will be going with my old PlayStation. So that's, I have no use for this because we are going to be using my DualSense Edge. So the new controller will go with the with my old PlayStation, and that'll go to the customer that's buying it from me. So we'll put that off to the side. HDMI cord and USB-C to USB-C standard. And there we go. This is what we've all been waiting for. There we go. The egg cartons. All right. And am I missing anything else down here? I think it's just the manual and shit. Yep, just the manual and shit. All right, done deal. There's warranty paperwork in there. Yeah, seriously, Demi, don't even joke around with me like that. All right. I would be so upset. I've built this up for a week, and then that would be the case. All right, here we go. All right, let me move the camera back. All right. There we go. And here we go. Our first look. Well, I mean, everybody's seen it online, of course, but first live look at the PS5 Pro. That is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Alright, so number one, it is slightly bigger than the Slim. Let me see if I can put the two side by side so you guys can see. It is actually a little bit bigger. So, you can see here, Pro on the left, Slim on the right. I could believe that. Demon's Souls was meant for 60 FPS. You know, I mean, even the remaster is, it just looks better with the 60 FPS. 4K is great, but I mean, you really want 4K for the newer style games. So yeah, the Pro is actually larger than the Slim, and that actually makes me wonder if I don't know. Okay, well, we'll find out, and I'll explain what I'm talking about later. So there we go. All right. So it is definitely larger. I honestly like the aesthetic of the fins right here, and I know it's probably just meant for like extra ventilation, or it could not even have any purpose at all. But it does look damn nice. Looks really pretty. All right. I think they actually upgraded the USB ports in the back as well. Those look like the new USB ports. Those aren't 3.0s. Those are black. Interesting. I wonder if they put the new ones in. Yeah, you can see on the Slim, they still have the blue ones, the 3.0s. So it looks like they put the newer, updated USB ports in the Pro. That's interesting. Okay. All right, let's say we get this baby plugged in, shall we? Unfortunately, the way that my desk is set up does not give the best of views. I will be getting that fixed at some point, but it ain't today. All right, this will have to do for now. Let's get her plugged in. Just turn up the volume on my monitor so we can get a nice experience for it. Alrighty. Alright, so we've got it in here. Let me move this away from the screen. See, well, let me see if I can actually hold this tube back somehow. Sorry, hold on. Okay, well, that'll do for now. It'll have to do. Alright. Higher speeds, data transfer, yeah, basically all of that. The 3.0s were the latest model that were available at the time the Slim was released. It looks like these are probably 3.5s. I'm not 100% sure. Let's take a look and see if we can find out, shall we? Also, for those of you that work on controllers, this right here, this calibration tool, amazing, absolutely amazing. Completely changed the way I work with my controllers. So, just a heads up. Let's see. doesn't really say. Yeah, it doesn't say, unfortunately. I'll have to do more research into it. But those are definitely not 3.0s. They are definitely not 3.0s. It is... Let me see if I can share links. Hang on. Yep, there you go. Yeah, no worries. Good to see you, Soka. So that is the link I use for my calibration, and it is amazing. It works beautifully. No worries, Simbo. Happy to help, bud. All right. I've kept everybody waiting enough. Let's go ahead and turn this baby on, shall we? I need to actually have this ready as best I can here. All right. I can't see you guys for a bit. Everybody behave. I wonder if they did anything different with the load on screen. Nope. Seems pretty much the same. Okay. So far pretty much the same. Alright. Let's connect up my edge controller. Get it set up to the interwebs. You guys don't need to see my password. You can look at this PlayStation for a moment. All right, and we're back. That's fine. This isn't going to be the main thing it's using anyway, so I'm just going through this. Optimize, I agree. We'll do this later. Confirm and continue. Alright, so I mean, we'll do this later. Yep, that's fine. Okay. Alright, so I mean, this is all pretty standard. This, yeah, it's pretty much the same setup, which is fine. I did want to check out the... Yep, so it does have the extended 2 terabytes already installed, which is perfect. And we have a 2 terabyte SSD, or M.2, that we're going to put in there as well. That's awesome. Okay. All right. So I mean, all of this looks pretty much the same, with the exception of the 2 terabyte storage, which is new because the other one came with, you know, less than a terabyte. Okay, that's awesome. All right, I'll go through and get the rest of that set up a little bit later. Nobody wants to see that whole process. Yeah, that's fine. Sure. Excellent. Awesome. Let's go ahead and shut her down. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and let it update real quick. All right, we're gonna let it update. Hang on, bear with me. All right, there we go. It's restarting right now. No, no heatsink. This. I do need to get a heatsink for it, so I do not recommend. Oh, sorry, now I can actually see you guys. I don't recommend using it without a heatsink. I'm living dangerously for now. Honestly, it's fine. It doesn't generate that much heat in the area, especially in the slim models because they move the SSD away from the actual board itself and closer to the fan. So please use a heatsink. Okay, use a heatsink. I will be buying a heatsink. I just don't have one right now. The 2 terabytes is awesome. $3 to $5 controllers. Oh, nice, dude. Yeah, if you can get $3 to $5 controllers, get those all day. Like, because usually I sell mine for what is it? Anywhere from $35 to $50, depending on condition and stuff like that. So if you're getting them for $3 to $5, get it all day, dude. Okay, everyone, let's not commit tax fraud. Okay, for the FBI guy that's watching me, we don't commit tax fraud here. Maybe a little bit of tax fraud, but it's fine. We don't do that. Okay, the PS5 has shut down. All right, let's get to what everybody really wants to see here, and let's tear this baby open. All right, let's move you guys back over here. Yeah, the 2 terabytes of storage stock is tremendous. I mean, it's literally double what the original PS5 had. So that's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful things. All right, my desk is a mess currently, and I don't want to dirty up this lovely casing. So we're going to disassemble it in my lap to start off with until we get down to the nitty gritty here. All right, so if it works the same way as the other one, you just have to stick your hands under here and, oh, hang on. Does it work the same way? Ooh, did they change the way it comes apart? Hold on, wait a minute. No, okay, it's there. Okay. No, it comes apart the same way, it's just it's brand new, so. There it is. Okay, there we go. Alright, so first immediate change that I'm noticing is the fan is all black. I don't think that was the case on the Slims. Let's pop one of those open real quick. Yeah, no, fan was silver on that one. That's fine, I'm gonna take it apart anyway. Second thing is they have made the finish on this. Yeah, I know. Hey, look, it's my console. I'll break it if I want to. All right. The finish on this, unlike the Slims, is like the original PS5 faceplates. It's not that glossy finish. It's much more rigid, ridged. Like it has texture to it. So that's a change that they made. we go. Oh, okay. Interesting. So there are new screws. Where is the warranty sticker? Is this the warranty sticker? No, here it is. Okay. All right, so the screw layout is different. I will try and get it on camera here. So, and it's really hard to tell. Hang on, let me get the rest of these plates off. Hang on. No, you do not. Not today. How does it taste? It tastes like victory, my friend. It tastes like victory. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. Now I don't have to worry about dirtying up the outer portion. Okay. So okay. Yeah, so just so you guys know, this camera right here is god awful. I'm working on getting a better one, but you can see it does not focus well at all. So there's like no focus to it whatsoever. I'm gonna see if I can. Hang on. Let's see if I can adjust it at all. Yeah, no, it's just terrible. Okay. All right, so let's go back to the microscope because at least that one is clear. All right. So you can see it still has the disk drive connector, all of that. However, there is a new big ass screw right here. I don't know what that big ass screw goes to. There's also, is that another hex bit? Yeah, those are all the same hex bits. Okay. So there's a big ass screw right there. I don't know what that's for. The warranty sticker has been moved to the bottom of the console. That's right here now. And there's these little, I can't tell if there's actually a screw under here. Let's see if we can lift that up real quick. Where did I put my pick? See, I told you, I cleaned up and now everything's lost. Okay, so does this come up and is there a screw underneath? Okay, it does not come up. That is not a sticker. Yes, thank you, Ashley. I appreciate it. Okay, so the screw layout is a bit different. That's interesting. I do also want to see, well, we'll get to that later. Let's start the teardown first. All right, so let's pull this back up. Okay. Oh, is that what it is? Okay. Interesting. I wonder why they would put that there. But we'll find out when we take it off, won't we? Alright, so first things first, as always, remove the M.2 drive. Alright, I'm assuming the screws are all the same size, unless they changed it up on me. I don't know why they would, but they might have. Let's take that little cover off right there for the fan. Screws are the same size. And it appears to be the same orientation. Okay. Yeah. All right. Where are my tweezers? Well, I already see an extra connector on here that I do not understand. Well, this is going to be a fun teardown. Alright. Fan is obviously in pristine condition. Alright. So, it does appear at least some of the screws are in the same spot. Still got one right here. It's fine. Okay. Let's go ahead and remove that warranty sticker. Let's find out. Let's take a count, shall we? This is going to be our. Let's get this over here. This is going to be our starting pin. Starting fin, I should say. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 fins. I feel like that's less fins, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have an extra fan lying around right now, but I feel like weren't the other ones like 21? I feel like I could be wrong on that, but it would suck if they removed fins for the Pro, especially since it's going to take up more power. All right, warranty's voided. We can't go back now. I have voided the warranty. All right, there's a new screw over here. That's most definitely new. And I think that's all the screws. It seems to be all the screws. Oh, some are 17, okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and remove the screws that I could not get out readily. Alright. And then that CMOS screw is also a thing. I'm just going to order replacement ones. I know where to get the replacement warranty stickers from. Oh. Aren't you an interesting screw? Okay, hold on. What kind of screw are you? It looks like just a standard Phillips, but it might be. I might need a bigger one. Hang on. Hold up. There we go. Oh, sure enough, that does cover the CMOS. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's keep that off to the side and not lose it. That's important. Alright, and with with that, we should be able to lift. Wait, does this come off? Okay, hold on. Oh, there's another screw I missed. There we go. Okay, I think that's all the screws. Unless I am mistaken, because this thing does not want to come off. Does this come out? So this area right here, this screen right here comes off? Okay. I'm learning as I go. Ah, that's why there are more screws. Okay. Interesting. Good to know. Good to know. There we go. Okay. Now we should be golden. Now we should be good. And lift. There we go. Really? Okay. Huh. Okay, let me get this under the actual under the microscope so you guys can see what I'm looking at. So I don't know why, but the CMOS, hang on. God, this lighting is terrible. The CMOS is actually connected to the board via a power and ground wire. The heatsink pops off? Really? I don't trust that. So why would the CMOS be connected via this wire? That's very strange to me. Well, I'm concerned because the CMOS is what controls the memory in the on the board, and I really don't want to disconnect that unless there's a different one. One thing I did notice is that they removed that stupid loop that was on the that used to loop around here with the damn adhesive strip. So thank God they got rid of that. I'm definitely confused about the CMOS though. That's interesting to say the least. I guess the heatsink does pop off, but how? Because there's screws underneath it that I have to get to. So, just, yeah, you guys can see here. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is disconnect the CMOS. God, those wires are so frail. Okay. Yeah, you don't want to grab those by the wires. As long as you got a good projector, I don't see why it wouldn't. There's, yeah, as long as you got, if it's 4K capable, or even, yeah, even better 8K, then yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't play well on a projector. Alright, I'm moving the CMOS. And we're going to take off the Wi-Fi cables. Alright, and get rid of this sticker. Well, don't get rid of it, but move it. God, that's so much better. You don't have to do that stupid loop around. Okay. I am definitely confused. Nice, dude. Nice. That's awesome. I hope you enjoy it, my friend. I hope you enjoy it well. Oh, okay. Oh, it's held on with like a thermal paste. I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, the heatsink does come off. Wow, that's interesting. Okay. Well. Nice, Jack. Heck yeah, dude. Yeah, I found it. It's just got a layer of thermal paste under here that it didn't want to move at all. But that's okay. We'll put that back. No biggie. Move that off to the side for the time being. Welcome all the newcomers. Lovely to see your faces. Alright, and then we're going to take out all the screws as usual. The only one that I see is different. There is a large black screw right here. That is not on the Slims normally. This one does appear to have more screws than the Slim as well. Hang on, I gotta remagnetize my drill bit here. There we go. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, long screw, 13, 14, 17. Oh, just lost a screw. That's fine. I have plenty of extras. 20, 21. Yeah, no, that thermal paste is on there real good. All right. Set these screws down for a second here. Okay. My hands are sweaty, both because it is hot and because I am so excited to get this thing open. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot more screws than the Slim. Just the regular Slim on this. I mean, maybe not a lot, but like noticeably more. Okay, there we go. And screw, there we go. Okay, I need to remember that goes there. All right, so let's take a look here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 40 screws on the PS5 Pro. I feel like there was less on the Slims. Whew. Alright. Where is my spudger? Alright. So, same thing as the Slims, of course. They combined the USB and power button onto one cable, so that's still a thing. Alright. And we're going to lift up. Hang on, am I missing a screw? No? Nope, just on there real good. There we go. All right. Well, we got it off. So just so everybody's aware, I did zero research on this prior to opening it. I am learning as I go. It is my own console. If I fuck it up, I fuck it up. I'll learn how to fix it. All right, so let's... Okay. I want to get the board out, but I also want to take a look at a couple of things here. So, first of all, you'll notice that they moved... This is the Slim board, correct? Yeah, they did. Okay. So, first thing, they moved the HDMI retimer or encoder circuit to this side of the board instead of on the... So you'll see this is a Slim board. There's the HDMI port, and that circuit's not there. So they actually moved the whole circuit. And it is still the same retimer chip. You'll see that they the new ones are using the Nubaton chips, but the part number is still the same, so the Panasonics will work on these. You don't have to get new chips. So that's an interesting switch right there. Man, there's a lot of interesting changes they made here. I'm wondering why they made the changes they did. Okay. I want to get the board out so we can do a side-by-side comparison on the Slim boards, so we can see exactly what they did. Let's get the board out. All right, so we have one screw here, and I think that's it. And then obviously these two. Yeah, exactly. They just knew that everybody wanted to see more screws. Okay, so that goes there. Okay, that goes over here. I don't know about assisting with a malfunction. It will make it easier to replace in certain circumstances, but the problem is that you're now risking the soldering on the HDMI port itself when you're doing this. So now when you're removing this, you have to be careful. Ashley, you know what kind of stream this is. So you do have to be careful when you're removing this to make sure the solder underneath the HDMI legs doesn't come loose. So that, I mean, that's one thing that's a little bit interesting about it, and that design choice. Oh, that came out easily. Oh. Okay, that metal plate with the APU clamp came out way too easily. Okay, well, I can already see, God, it's just there's so many things that I'm seeing that are just, they're interesting and boggling my mind at the same time. Let's get the board out. No, not as much as far as the chip goes, because the chip is held together by surface tension. So the chip itself will usually stay in place unless you knock it. But the HDMI port legs can, if they don't re-solidify properly, you can replace this chip because you're having a bad chip, go to plug it in, and all of a sudden you don't have a picture because one of the HDMI port legs didn't solder again properly. That's just something I'm seeing. Again, I've never worked on one of these before, so I'm assuming that could be a problem. Okay, so let's see here. Just making sure I'm not missing any screws before I start getting this. There we go. Okay. We're just gently applying some pressure here. Real gentle like. There we go. Need a little gentle pressure over here. There we go. Okay. Oh, really? Okay. So they actually changed the liquid metal die as well. That's very interesting. So the die itself, and again, I'll show you, but it's actually more narrow. The die where the liquid metal goes and connects to the APU is more narrow. Wow, they really did some interesting work on this. I am intrigued. Okay, let's move this here, and let's get the slim board right next to it so we can do some side-by-side comparisons, because that's really what I wanted to find out about. No, look, we're all here to learn together. That's the beauty of my channel. We are all here to learn together. Honestly, this is the most views I've had, most viewers consecutively that I've had since I've started doing this. So thank you, everybody, for coming out. If you can, throw a like on the video, even if you're just pretending to, because it makes me happy and I can go to bed happier tonight. Just throw a like on the video. Yeah, if you like my commentary, if you want to see more stuff like this, go ahead and throw me a subscribe. I'm a really bad YouTuber. I honestly, if you want to, go ahead. If you don't, I don't care. I'm just here to have fun. Okay, here we go. So, all right, so I've got the two side by side. What's going on, Peace? Good to see you. Oh. So what it's looking like, at least just from basic, just, you know, looking over it from a base standpoint. Let me see if I can get some of this light. Hang on a minute. Okay. Nice. Heck yeah. Those 3080s are a lovely thing. My son just got one not too long ago. Or actually, he's up to the 40s now. I just put a 3060 in the machine I'm running now, and those things are absolutely beautiful. Okay, so again, the first thing I'm noticing right away is a lot of the trace work. And what I mean by trace work is these vias right here, these lines that run between all of the different chips and components, is essentially gone on the Pro. Like, there is very little trace work on here. You have some that come from this area directly to the APU. The USB ports are always going to head directly towards the APU. There may be more on the back, but the fact that they've gotten rid of a lot of the trace work on here is very interesting. Let's see here. So I already mentioned that is the... Hang on, let's get under the microscope, shall we? Let's get under the microscope. So it's going to be... I'm just going to have to switch between the two, and you guys are going to have to work with me here. So this is the slim board. So you'll see, like I mentioned, the HDMI port leads directly to the chip. And then on the new Pro board, the HDMI circuit is actually on the back. The HDMI chip circuit is actually on the back. So I'm wondering if they moved a lot of the trace work to the back of the board. The HDMI circuit itself is interesting. So we always have, this is the slim board again, so I'm just going to go back and forth between the boards to compare. Yeah, see, I was thinking that too, Demi, but I mean, yeah, it would make sense, honestly. They probably could. Again, I see more people coming in here. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for coming in so much. I appreciate all of you showing up. Happy Saturday evening. Let's have some fun, shall we? So the HDMI circuit on the Slim, you just have the one standard capacitor here that nobody really cares about. And then just this little capacitor here, and the rest of the circuit is on the back. On this one, however, on the Pro, it's a little more similar to the original. They did move the position of the capacitor that nobody cares about right here. And then it has the diode, the resistor, and another capacitor, similar to the EDM010 boards, which is interesting. I wonder why they went back to that method. And I also wonder why they kept the filters on this side, but the encoder on the other side. Again, it runs to the back of the board, I understand, but it's just an interesting design difference. Okay, so as far as, let's check out Southbridge. So Southbridge, obviously this has the 69D, this is the slim board, by the way. So they have the 69GG Southbridge, and of course the BIOS chip right above it. And then my guess is that is the voltage regulator and the power supply for the Southbridge in that general area right there. Yeah, no, they seriously did, and it's going to be a nightmare. I know I'm going to have one of these in a couple of weeks. I already know it's coming, and I'm going to knock that cap off. Okay, so yeah, that appears to be the power supply rail for the Southbridge on the Slim, so let's back it up a little bit so we can kind of see. Alright, so we've got Southbridge, BIOS chip, and then I'm assuming this is the power management for the Southbridge, because it looks like we got a lot of vias that go into there. Don't feel bad for it, Kate. Literally everyone hates that capacitor. All right, it's like the guy who chews too loudly at the movie theater. Like you secretly hate him, you wish him nothing but the best, but you really want him to like fall out of his chair. We're all here. We've been there, right? Okay. And then over on the Pro board, it's pretty much the same setup. Again, 69GG Southbridge, normal. The power management is actually slightly closer, and it's also moved down some. And again, very little trace work. There's some, but not a lot. And they also put this little coil right here, followed by a series of capacitors, and it looks like another power management chip. Is it one of those SV chips? Hang on, let's take a look, shall we? Yeah, that's a voltage regulator, if I remember correctly. And that runs with the Southbridge, or it runs something else on the board. Man, it's going to be fun to take these apart. All right, the Wi-Fi module, they did go back to the this distributor of them. So it looks like this is a J20H106, and I think the ones I have are different. Let me pull one out real quick. So this is one of the standard ones that I have, and that is a J20H100. Okay, so they did make an update to the Wi-Fi chip. And this is the one on the slim board. Is it the same one? No, it's a different model completely. Yeah, they use a different Wi-Fi module. It's a different brand, different model, everything. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, I'm gonna have to remember that. Okay. Let's see, what other differences? Okay, let's take a look at the 12 volt line on the Pro. So 12 volt will run right from obviously the power input, and then this is our 12 volt circuit on the Pro. So you can see here it's got the MOSFETs, the big ass capacitors, all the standard stuff. But that is a deviation from the Slim, because the Slim separated these circuits. So the Slim, you have your power input here, and then there's two separate areas where the 12 volt line runs. So you have your first set of MOSFETs right here. That probably runs towards getting everything set up on this side. And then you have your second set of 12 volt area right here, which runs towards the RAM area. So that is an interesting switch. Also, your test points are different. That's okay. That is interesting. So these test points I usually use for testing bad RAM. So these test points over here, I will measure those in resistance mode, and depending on the RAM, if I'm not getting the correct resistance or the correct ohm reading, then I know that there's a problem. This is on the Slim board. On the Pro board, those test points are gone. They have no test points. Now I do see some test points right here, these little gold ones. So I suppose that could be for some kind of voltage testing, but the fact that those test points are not there anymore is interesting, because now I have to figure out how I'm going to check resistance on the RAM, but we can figure that out as we go. There's a new dialogue chip. Oh, that's not a dialogue chip. I thought it was. Hang on. What chip are you? Welcome back. Huh. I don't know what that chip is. Hang on. Let's look up that chip, shall we? It looks like oh, it's a voltage regulation chip. Okay. It apparently is on the other boards. It's just not in the same position, I guess, because I don't see it anywhere on this board. Oh, never mind. Yeah, they switched the position on it. So it is still a 12-volt regulator. But, so that chip right there, the Infineon chip, is right next to the APU, just up to the top left on the Pro, and it is down on the bottom by the APU on the Slim. But yeah, it's a voltage regulation chip. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, let's... Oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to mention is the narrowness. So, you'll see this is... So, here's my finger. It's about as wide as my finger. Let me see if I can find something that's about the same width. Nah, we'll use my finger. So, it is about as... Let me use my pinky. Alright, it's about as wide as my pinky finger on the slim ones. But, on the Pro, it is actually wider than my pinky finger, or thinner than my pinky finger, but it's longer. So they changed the design on it, which is, they did mention it was going to be a bigger GPU. And I mean, just size comparison wise, let's see if I can try and get them both in the picture at the same time. Nah, you really can't. It does appear that it is slightly larger. I'm not taking this off. I am not taking this off. We will deal with that at a point in time when I have a repair. Okay. Let's flip the boards over. Maybe. It might be useless. However, they are going to come across my desk. And that's why I got one. Well, that, and I can write it off as a business expense. But, at the same time, they're going to come across my desk. I need to know the differences. I need to know where they made changes and how I can best fix them for my customers. Good to see you, Astro. All right. Tax fraud is not tax fraud. There's nothing fraudulent about this. This is absolutely a business expense. This is for research and development. Okay, so a couple of obvious differences right away. So number one, the spacing of the RAM is smaller. They've actually pushed the RAM closer together. You can see the spacing on the RAM chips here versus here. They've actually brought these RAM chips in closer. Also, the amount of capacitors underneath the APU is much higher. And we'll dig into that a little bit more as well. They've added more voltage coils, which I would assume means more MOSFETs. I could be wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, space 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so they added an extra 12-volt MOSFET on the Pro as well, probably to handle the increased power load for the updated GPU and the extra storage. All right, yeah, let's get back under the microscope. The one on the left is the Pro, my friend. This one, and we're comparing it to just a standard slim board, 040. All right, so let's get back under the microscope. We'll start at the back of the HDMI circuit. So again, this is the slim, so you can see where the encoder is. This is where the encoder is on the other side of the board for the slim models. You still have your standard, I believe this is 3.3 volt, this is your 5 volt transistors, or converters, whatever you want to call it. That's where we're going to get to that in just a second, because I think I found it. But yes, I think I did find that extra RAM. And then on here, of course, on the Pro, they moved the HDMI encoder to the back. But I don't see, I don't see the two converters. Did they put them on the other side? Did I just miss them? Oh yeah, they're on the front side of the board now. Okay. So they put the 5 volt and 3.3 volt converters on the front side of the Pro. Regulators, there you go. Thank you. We're going full Warren G, full regulator. Okay, so yeah, those are on the opposite side of the board now, so that'll be interesting to have to test for sure. There's also less capacitors around the HDMI encoder, but, and unless I'm mistaken, I am not. So I'll show you in a second here. There's actually more test points for the encoder. So you can see here, all these test points right here will give diode readings when you're testing for the encoder. So you can put your multimeter probes on these gold pads in diode mode, and it'll give you a diode reading probably in the neighborhood of 0.4 to 0.55 voltage drop, something like that. And that can help you measure if any of the parts of the encoder itself have gone bad. And then same thing over here. Whereas the Slim, we'll move over to that one, they have less test points. There's only 8. There's only 8 test points on this one, running from the filters and such. But this one has 16. So there's a lot more test points to test for faults on the actual encoder itself. Hey, that's what we're all here for, Astra. We're all here to learn and have fun and crack a few jokes, so I'm glad you're here, man. Okay, flipping back over. Alright, let's check out. It looks like they, yeah, I think they did the same thing for the South Bridge. That is, okay, yeah, wild. Interesting. So, South Bridge. Much less capacitors, much less things for current to pass through, essentially. So these capacitors, I mean, if you guys remember the old 1015s, this whole thing is capacitors right here. There's just nothing but capacitors and resistors and other things. But instead of that, now we have a lot of different test points. So all of these little gold dots here will either give voltage or diode readings. So that'll make testing the South Bridge, especially if we can figure out which part each of these connect to. If we can map this out and find out, like, you know, this point here goes to the SSD controller, this point here goes to the RAM control, anything like that. If we can map that out, that'll make South Bridge diagnosing a lot easier. That's interesting. And then we'll move over to the Slim. Not as many test points. Not as many at all. So that is, to me, that's an improvement. There's still not a lot of capacitors, anything like that, which is fine. But there are a lot more test points between this. So that's the back area of the south bridge right there on the Slim. And then that's the back of the south bridge on the Pro. So if we can actually learn to map this out and figure out what goes where, that'll be hugely helpful in determining the problems with the south bridges. That's actually awesome. Okay. So let's move on to the SSD controller. We already know this is a 72 or a 70 GG. I forget which one it is. Let's take a look. This is on the Slim. Yeah, it's a 70 GG. Okay. So it's a 70 GG on the Slim. It is the same one on the Pro. They did not change the SSD controller. Maybe I'll scrape a little bit of it away. Yeah, there it is. It's hard to make out, but yeah, that's a 70 GG. Okay, awesome. Spread that back around a little bit. There we go. Okay, so yeah, same SSD controller, but again, you'll notice a lot of the trace work is already gone. So you'll see all these traces on top of the board that manage the SSD line. And they are gone on this. So yeah, they really used a lot of the inner layer of these boards to run the traces, which is a good thing and a bad thing, because now it's a lot harder to follow the traces and see where things connect to. A lot of it is going to have to be run through continuity testing and things along those lines. So that in that aspect, it's actually not that great. But as far as like damaging traces while you're working and things like that, breaking traces, much better. They did opt for the longer, the thinner SSD chips, as opposed to, I think these are the Samsung ones. Yeah, exactly. There's definitely a benefit to it, but as far as like repairability wise and following the traces and everything like that, that does kind of take away a little bit. The UART points appear to be the same. They look to be the same layout. So you got 4, 4, and 2. And then on the Pro, same thing, 4, 4, and 2. So they do appear to at least be the same there. Did they change the RAM, or the SSD RAM chip? I think they did. That's not the Skyhinks one. Yeah, they changed it on both of them. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Let's get to the extra memory, the extra storage space, because that, I believe, is right here. So let's move up. This is the additional storage space. I am almost positive. You will see, so we are right by the disk drive connector, right up here, and then the RAM. On the Slim, we have disk drive connector, RAM, and there's nothing here. So I believe this is the additional, this is the 2 terabyte storage, or the, well, I should say the additional terabyte of storage. It is concerning, I would say, that it is so close to the 12 volts, and I'm pretty sure that's probably what this separate MOSFET is that runs the 12 volt into this, and then into this area right here, which probably has some control over this. But I'm pretty sure that's the updated memory. Is that chip right there? Okay, yeah, and then the APU. Oh, actually, sorry. Back to the SSD controller. So you'll see, just like the old one, it does have the diode test points. I have grown to love these test points because getting diode readings for bad SSD controllers from these has saved me so much work. So you can use these test points to get diode readings from the SSD controller itself and make sure that you're getting the readings you're supposed to. Typically it's a 0.5 to 0.55 voltage drop range on these. I don't know what it is on the Slim, so I can't tell you 100%. But that is, I love that they kept these test points and that they added more. That's the best thing, is they added more test points. And then, like I said, the APU, so this is the APU on the Slim. You'll notice that there are a ton. I mean, there's still plenty of capacitors under here, but they're all pretty well spaced. Nothing to worry about as far as that goes. The Pro, however, is chock full. It is loaded up with capacitors, and then of course you got some resistors, some smaller capacitors here. But it is probably, it's at least, it's got to be double. It's got to be double the amount of capacitors for the APU to run that additional graphics. And again, more test points. Those are not on the Slim APU. So I don't know what those are going to mean, but eventually we'll have to tear it down and do some testing and things like that. Let's see. Trying to see if there's any differences in like fuse location. No, all the fuses appear to be in relatively the same spot, so there's not much difference there. Let's flip the boards over and we'll continue our search for any fuse differences or anything like that. Oh no, this one has 2. Oh, interesting. So those Inferion chips I was talking about, that one right there, there's actually 2 of them on this board. So you have this one that I was confused about because it's not on the Slim board. And then there's the other one right down here that is on the Slim board. So there's actually 2 of those. That's interesting. And then we have our SSD control area, the SSD power rail, that infamous Dialog or RT5 chip right here. So that's the Slim model right here. It looks pretty similar to the other ones as far as getting that 4 voltage rails that we usually get. And this is the power management on the Pro, and yeah, that's about the same. So, about the same thing. Yeah. So I mean, there's definitely some major differences as far as the way that the Pro is set up versus the just the regular Slim. And I mean, as you can see, not to mention the board itself is slightly larger, and also has a lot more ground. There's a lot more ground plane over here and around the edges than the Slim has. So that is interesting. All right. So that is what we have available on the Pro. So we have a couple of options here. I can put the Pro back together, put my SSD in it. I do have a brand new disk drive that I've been saving for this console. We can put the disk drive in, put the correct plate on it, see if the Slim plates work on the Pro, and finish set up all of that. Or I have that switch that we can work on, and I can replace the FPC connector on it, and we can do that. Or I can just end the stream, whatever the hell y'all want. So y'all decide, do we want to do switch work? Do we want to put the Pro back together? Or am I just saying bye-bye? I've got one vote for the switch. Put the Pro back together. Well, actually, yeah, Ashley makes a good point there. We need to make sure I didn't fuck it up. That's a fair point. All right, hell with it. We'll put the Pro back together. We'll do all of the SSD and disk drive and all that, and make sure everything works the way it's supposed to. Salud. All right, let's do that then. Oh, and just to be clear, it does use the same power supply as the Slim. I did check that already. The power supply is the same as the Slim. Alright, there we go. Yeah, no, you're right. I'm disorganized as it is. All right. Start those finger tight. Okay, and there's one screw that goes here. Alright, really don't want to damage this. There we go. Alright, ribbon cable back in place. And let's go ahead and grab our top plate. Okay, there we go. And these goddamn screws. Alright, let's get all the screws put back in, starting with this black one, because that one is different. Alright. While I'm putting these screws back in. Yeah, no, I already grabbed an extra one. I appreciate it, Kate. Thank you. While I'm getting these screws put back in, just wanted to thank everybody again for coming and hanging out and making this such a fun place for me to come and experiment and learn new things and crack jokes and just overall an amazing place to be. So thank you guys again for coming and hanging out and making this fun. The other side of the metal was popping over here because it being bent while I was trying to take it off. All right, let's get our long boy over here. looks like we're about halfway done. Halfway through the screws. Alright, almost there. We're getting there. Alright, did I grab an extra screw? Because I have an extra one. I might have grabbed an extra one. Oh, no I didn't. I missed one. There we go. Excellent. Oh man, we're going way deep into this. Let's see. I mean, I was more a Metallica guy than a Megadeth guy. Though I did see Megadeth live and they were excellent. Tool is always going to top Blink 182 for me, 100%. God, I hate those Wi-Fi cables. Alright, let's not forget to put our heatsink back on. Let's make sure we get that on there good and tight. Oh, Primus. I'll take Primus all day. Who have I seen? Oh, Everclear. Everclear was absolutely god-awful live. They were horrendous. I've been to a lot of live shows. Live music is one of my favorite things in the world. And Everclear was god awful. The CPU did change. The CPU is larger, and it has double the capacitors underneath the bottom of it there. But so it definitely has more processing power, 100%. I'm just not willing to take off the liquid metal and the sponge until I've already broken this thing in plenty. So we'll have to wait until I have a customer return come in, or a customer repair come in, and we can take a look at that at that point. All right. Oh no, not the heat sink in. Oh God, what have I gotten into? All right. Next is the CMOS. I know that has to go back on. Go. Okay, CMOS is back on. I think we should be okay to put the top cover back on now. Yeah, definitely. The processing power and the supposedly this has 8K capability. I don't know if that's 100%, but the extra storage, the updated GPU, and the processing speed supposedly is much better. But I haven't taken it for a full test yet. I got to throw it on. Yeah, I got to throw on some Elden Ring and run it at 4K and see how it all plays out. Oh God, not the divorce pay. It's true though. One of the few bands that I was genuinely disappointed about and would not go see again. Alright, so first things first, let's put that CMOS back in. Oh, looks like it's supposed to slide underneath. Where is that catch coming from? There we go. Yep. Alright, CMOS cover is attached. And let's grab a couple of these. No, yeah. So supposedly it's actually a different. It's a larger chip, and there's 100% There's like double the capacitors on the underside of it to carry that extra current. So yeah, there's definitely a big change to the CPU. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Glad I didn't finish screwing that in. Go. Yeah, I build a few. Hang on, let me. Yeah, so I do build. Let me back up a little bit here. So this one that I stream on is a custom build. So I built that one, and then I've got a few projects sitting back there. So I do some builds every now and again. Not as much as console repair, but I do some builds. There we go. Oh, no, no, no. There is only one correct answer to that question, and it is Steve Perry, my friend. Oh, Kate, the disappointment. The disappointment in my heart right now. All right. All right, no extra screws. That means I didn't screw up. Yes, exactly right. I sure am. All right. No extra screws is always a good thing. So let's get the back plates put on real quick. Okay, back plates are back on. No, it's not. That's not even close to their best song. There's so many good songs. Not to mention Steve Perry's solo album, but we're not going to go down that road. Alright, so I need to put it there. Alright, so we're going to move our M.2 into the console. Alright, there we go. Oh, 2 by far. Guitar Hero 2 was... Well, I'm sorry, no. 2 was okay. 3 is the best. 3 was absolutely the best. I haven't played 5, but to me 3 is the quintessential. That had all the bangers on it. Alright. And so this is where we find out if the slim disk drive plate works on the Pro. I would hope so. I did not play any of the Just Dances. I was a DDR kid. Alright, so brand new disk drive. Now, these disk drives, if you have them, be careful with them. Be careful. These connectors on the backs on the board here are flimsy as all hell. And they are not easy to come by right now. Okay, there we go. Okay. Plugged in. Disk drive is in. Hello, junior technician. All right. So now is when. Oh yeah, no, the Jinkos were absolutely a thing. All right. I do. No, I'm sorry, I don't own them anymore. I had a pair of Jinkos up until my late 20s. I used to perform in them when I would go out and do music, and unfortunately they became too torn up. And unfortunately my knees are now too torn up to do any kind of DDR. Go. All right, does the slim disk drive cover fit on the Pro? Yes, it does. It does indeed. Excellent. It, however, does leave some openings, which is concerning. How is it smaller? No, no, it's the same size. Okay. All right. So, it is now put back together. Let's plug it in and see if I broke anything. All right, there we go. All right, what do we think? Did I break it? Is it completely lost forever? Have I just thrown $700 down the drain? I'll wait for a few bets. Fair enough. $5 says it's fine. $5 it's fucked up. Hey, Retro, good to see you, my man. And I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, let's find out, shall we? All right, it still turns on. All right, it recognizes the disk drive. That's good. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Hang on. Let me get this going. Later. Okay. All right. And yep, it's got my rebirth media on there. No, let's not get copyrighted. All right. And let's just double check and make sure the storage is finding it. All right. So you can see console storage, for those of you that were not here earlier, is 2 terabytes instead of the standard 1. And then we've got a 2 terabyte SSD in there. Perfect. And we'll install that on the N.2. All right, awesome. Yep, everything works perfectly. Well, let's test the disk drive real quick. Just to make sure it reads a disk. It is brand new, but wouldn't be the first time I've had a problem with a brand new disk drive. Alright, we're going to put in Sonic Colors. Let's try Sonic Colors, shall we? Yep, perfect. Read it right away. Excellent. Excellent. All right, perfect. Let's go ahead and shut her down. All right, there we go. Put an Xbox game. I mean, look, what I do outside of the stream is, yeah, neither here nor there. But yeah, anyway, here we go. Yeah. After registering, is it transferable back and forth? Yes. Yeah. So the disk drive is fully transferable. Just make sure you have the console fully unplugged and powered down before you take the disk drive out. Otherwise, it can corrupt the data or something like that, similar to a hard drive. But yeah, the disk drive fully transferable between other consoles. That's something they did right on this, actually, which is nice. All right. Well, it has been a 2-hour stream, guys, and that was way longer than I thought it would be. So, with that, I'm going to go ahead and fix my camera, number one. And I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. That was an awesome time checking out the new PS5 Pro. I like a lot of the updates that they did to it, especially the storage update, the lack of trace, the high-powered GPU. I mean, I'm impressed with what I've seen. I can't wait to get it up on the TV tomorrow and actually put it to the test and really run some ray tracing and FPS and see exactly what I can get out of it. Thank you all for coming and hanging out. Please don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe, leave me comments, do all the things, because I'm an awesome YouTuber and I just remembered to do that again. So, yay. God, I'm shelling myself. Oh. Anyway, I love you guys. Have a wonderful night. Happy Saturday, happy Sunday to you. Enjoy football, whatever it is you're doing this weekend, and I will see you guys next week with more repairs. Rose Repair and Resell. Out.